Hi, I'm Wilder Mitchell. Welcome to my latest video update. So in this video I'm going to be talking about my training style, which I do every week, and it's what I've used in the last couple of months, and it's what I'm going to be doing right up until my competition in September. You've probably heard me talking about it before. I wrote about it on my page, and I mentioned it in previous videos. It's called DC training, or rest pause training, which is sometimes known as. I've put a slight uh, different slant on it, but I've made it my own basically, which you can do too if you want to use this information to train yourselves. Most people are familiar with the typical bodybuilding workout, which is tends to be a split similar to this. Monday through to Friday, people normally say, I don't know, let's say chest on a Monday, back on a Tuesday, legs on a Wednesday, this kind of thing. And it's the style of training that I used to do, and who's to say I won't ever do it again. But this is what I've been doing recently. I've only been training 3 times a week, which might not sound a lot, but it's been helping me, and it continues to help me, and it's what I'm going to continue to do. So if you are interested, this is the kind of thing you need to be doing. Okay, so I'm just going to talk you through something that I would do, for example. Okay, and I've written it down, and I'll show you at the end. Very simple. If you want to pause the screen and write it down for yourselves, or just to give you an idea, it's quite simple. Okay, so the principal fundamental points of DC training or rest pause training is as follows. Okay, heavy weights for one, extremely heavy weights. Nothing that's gonna fall on you and kill you, obviously, but comparatively, for your strength, a heavy weight. Multi-rep rest pausing. Okay, so we're doing a lot of reps, but we're doing it with a rest in between each mini set or micro set, which is what I call them. Low volume but high frequency. Okay, so we're only doing 1 set, believe it or not, per exercise, but we're doing a lot of reps, and not to be confused with volume training, which is where the person will take their weight down and do a lot of reps. Typically, in German volume training, it's 100 reps, 10 sets of 10 reps. We're not doing that. I've tried that before. It's okay, but this is much better. Okay, and also stretching, quite extreme stretching to the point of almost pain. But again, there's a reason for that, and I'll explain that once we get to it. So, what are the benefits of DC training as opposed to other training? Well, one of them is strength. Now, we all want different things from our training. Now, if you're following me, I imagine it's probably because because you like the sport, or the general concept of bodybuilding, so building the physique in a muscular way, as opposed to strength, i.e. being a strongman or a powerlifter. Now, I enjoy lifting heavy weights. I enjoy the sport of powerlifting, strongman. As you may have seen from my other videos, I have done strongman style training, Atlas stones, tire flips, etc., and I think it's great. And the reason why I think that I've enjoyed doing those types of training is because my strength has increased from this style of training that I'm going to talk to you about. Now, you think if you want to be a bodybuilder, maybe being strong is not important. It's just about looking strong. But you'll find that a strong body is a bigger body, and vice versa. Actually, a bigger body is a stronger body. So it kind of works both ways. But you'll find the bodybuilder that can shift most weight is more than likely going to be more developed, better conditioned, hardened athlete and bodybuilder than one that does the lightweight kind of principles, which you may have seen some people doing. They go for the pump, trying to get blood into the muscle constantly. It's all they think about. Now, again, I'm not knocking it necessarily. If it works, it works. But I'm just saying what works for me, and that's this style of training. Okay, so another point to make is that the rests that we're taking in between sets are, now you need to be quite strict with this. You can choose 12 or 15 or anywhere in between, I guess, but stick to that number, um, breaths or seconds if you like, between sets. Okay, and be very strict about your counting before you go into the next set, and you don't want to mess around. And as I said before, low volume in the respect that we're doing one set and one set only per body part. Okay, now I know that doesn't sound a lot, but trust me, this works. Okay, so an example would be as follows. Now I'm going to show you, I've written it down so you can see. Very simple to follow. Okay, so here is an example. You can see that. Okay, you've got Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Monday. Okay, so Monday we're training chest, shoulders, triceps, and back, all in one day. Now, I know that sounds a lot, but hear me out. Then we're having the day off. Tuesday is rest day, trying to get some cardio in there. And then Wednesday, we're doing biceps, forearms, calves, hamstrings and quads, or legs, just to generalise. Then we're having another day off, get some cardio in there. We come back on Friday, and we repeat what we did on Monday. Then we have 2 days off, Saturday and Sunday off, rest, get some cardio in if you can. Then when you come back on Monday, you're repeating Wednesday. Okay, does that make sense? Monday, you train these 4, day off. Wednesday, you train these 4, day off. Friday, you train Monday's workout again, 2 days off, and Monday, you train Wednesday's workout again. Okay, I'll just leave that on the screen there if you want to take any notes. Okay. Right, put that down. Okay. So when I say you do one exercise per body part, an example would be this. Okay, so as you remember, I said Monday we're doing chest, shoulders, triceps, and back. Okay, so we'll take chest as one of them. We're doing simple compound movements. However, you can post-exhaust the muscle with another set, although I haven't actually included that in what I've written here, but I'll explain that in a moment. So chest, we can do something simple, solid, like a bench press. You can do it on a Smith machine or a standard bench press with a bar, or you can do a chest press machine or plate loaded chest press, as long as it's a pushing motion, okay, and it's a solid chest movement. Okay, now a warm up, you want to stretch your chest, you want to flex your chest muscles, okay, you want to open your chest up and stretch it out, and you want to do that quite a few times just to get the chest warmed up, and then do one set on your thing with no weight on the bar whatsoever. And I haven't counted this as a set, okay, it's just a warm up set, it doesn't count as a set. You rep out until the muscle feels warm and well used, okay. Now this is where it matters. You're doing one exercise, one set. Now find a weight, and this might take time actually to find the weight that is suitable to you, so you need to experiment before you can get onto this style of training. It might take a week of finding out which weights are best before you can get into this, but find a weight that you can do 10 reps with difficulty. Now I don't mean you need a spotter for the last couple of reps. I mean you do 8 to 12 reps, maybe 10, 11 reps, whatever, and it's really quite difficult, and it feels like a working set. Okay, that's the weight you want to be finding. It's different for everybody. Okay, but it's about comparative relative strength, finding that weight that's heavy to you. Okay, so find that weight and then set yourself up, aim for 12 reps. Now I said by the time you get to 10 it's going to be very, very hard. Okay, so squeeze out those 12 reps. Now put the bar down after your 12 reps, count to 15, or do 15 deep breaths, which is what I do. Get back on it, don't change the weight, you're keeping the weight exactly as it was before. We're not doing drop sets. Now you're aiming for 10 reps. Get your 10 reps out, it's going to get really quite hard by this point, I know. Put the weight down, count or breathe, another 15. Get back on it, do 8 reps, exactly the same, come off, 15 seconds, get back on, do 6, come back off, 15 seconds, go back on and do 4, come back off, go back on and do 2, come back off. And if you can go back on and do 1 or half a rep with help, then do it. It's all about going to absolute failure on that heavy weight. Now, you don't have to do 12, 10, 8, 6, 4. You can do 10, 8, 6 if you want, but I recommend doing as many different microsets as you can. So I always do 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 if I can, maybe even another 1. Okay, so that is your chest trained to absolute failure. Now at this point, if you want to do some flies, cable flies, lightweight, just to get the blood in there as well, just to stretch that muscle out, then I suggest that you do. However, it's not essential, but if you want to, be better than average, then all these little things, they make the world of difference. Okay, so that's your chest done. Now you want to go through all the stretches, stretch your chest out, stretch them out, contract your chest, and it starts to really hurt. Chest done. Okay, now use this principle all the way throughout. So on that same day, if you remember, I said Monday, chest, done chest in one exercise. One set essentially, broken down into several smaller sets. So shoulders, same thing, shoulder pressing, heavy shoulder pressing, ideally with a bar or a seated press or a Smith machine, something like that. Okay, same principle. The weight that's heavy for you, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, or 10, 8, 6, or whatever you feel is best, but you've got to have several micro sets, okay, with the same weight, no dropping the weight, keep them heavy. It's going to be brutal. It really is going to be brutal. You're going to need a training partner with you to help you with them last few, but you need to do it. Triceps, again, tricep push downs, whatever you need to do, same thing. I'm back again. I'm looking at something like lat pull downs. Okay, now the difference here is where you've got something like back, you're only doing one exercise, but there are several parts of the back that need to be trained that can't be trained with that one exercise. So what you would do is on the Monday, the first Monday of the cycle, you do back lat pull downs. Okay, now you do the whole cycle, and once you come back round again to repeat that cycle, you're doing back thickness. So you're doing some variety of row. Okay, and you keep on doing that. Now that's the same with several things. That's the same with some legs. You put some emphasis on hamstrings the one time round. The next time you come around to it, you put some emphasis on quads. Okay, that way you're truly blasting every part of the muscle. I hope that makes sense. If not, message me and I can clear it up for you. So that's Monday done. Tuesday having rest. Okay, when I say rest, I don't mean lounging around all day. I mean you're using the day, getting your food ready and packed, measured out, packed away in the fridge or freezer, and trying to get 20 minutes of cardio in there if you can, low intensity. Okay, so maybe some brisk walking or some slow exercise bike, which is what I do. Okay, back on it on Wednesday. Now we're doing biceps, forearms, calves and legs. Okay, you want to start with legs, get the hardest bit out of the way first. So we're looking at compound movements, squats or leg presses is really all I recommend. Hack squats, regular bar squats or leg presses. Okay, keep it simple, keep it solid. Same thing, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, maybe even 1. You really need to push them, especially with legs, because they're difficult things to grow and they're big muscles too, so you really need to blast them. Okay, so do that and maybe end on some leg extensions, like I said, as a post-exhaust, just to really finish them off. Now, as I said, if you remember just a moment ago, I said you want to rotate them. So on this session, you're doing like squats, you're doing leg presses, which you're going to engage your hamstrings anyway, but it's mainly focused on the quads. Next time you come around in the cycle, focus on your hamstrings, stiff-legged deadlifts being the primary one, okay, and then you can maybe finish off on some hamstring curls, but stiff-legged deadlifts is the big one. That's the main one. That's the big one where you do your 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, blast them on the same weight, heavy weight, no dropping. Okay, sorry if I repeat myself a bit often, but I'm just trying to get across the principles exactly so you understand them. Okay, so And then you have a day off. Thursday's another day off. Cardio, a little bit of cardio. Apart from that, no weight training. Just rest up, get your central nervous system a bit of a break, because you're gonna hammer yourself. Okay. Obviously, I forgot to mention on that Wednesday. Not only are you doing legs, but you're also doing forearms and biceps as well. The same principle applies to biceps as well. Again, it's relative to the muscle group. Heavy weight, drop it down. Okay. So yeah, back to Thursday. It's a day of rest. Friday, you're back on training again, and Friday is actually a repeat of the Monday that you did previously, which was chest, shoulders, triceps, and back. Okay. Except for this time, if you remember, when I said you're doing back, you're actually doing a the other of the two which you're doing, so thickness or width. So if you did width on Monday, when you come to Friday, which is a repeat of Monday, you're doing thickness. Okay, so a row, a bent over row, a seated row, something like that. Okay, and then you have 2 days off, Saturday and Sunday. You're going to need that time off because you're going to be ruined. You're going to be aching all over. You're going to have a bit of a dodgy central nervous system. You're going to be exhausted. Okay, but don't despair. You're going to benefit from this massively. Okay, so you come back Monday nice and fresh, except for rather than doing previous Monday, you're doing the Wednesday that you did prior. I know that sounds confusing, but again, I'll hold up the paper for you again in a minute so you can see what I mean. It's quite simple when you actually see it written down, but I'm probably confusing things as I speak, but it's actually quite simple. Okay, so you do this constantly. You do it for about 8 weeks, 6 weeks maybe, no less than 6 weeks. You hammer it out, and that's like a blasting phase, as it's known. Okay, now a cruise phase can be one of the two things.